Hi there, welcome back to the Quality Connect YouTube channel. I'm Trevor and this is Andrew Wellwood, who is the founder of Quality Connect, and today we're going to be talking all about infill homes in Edmonton, dealing with a difficult trade. This happens sometimes, doesn't it?
It's really hard to find a difficult trade out there. But yes, every once in a while you will get a trade that doesn't act in a professional manner.
It happens.
I've heard of it happening.
Yeah. I'm sure you have.
Yes.
So here's a quote from Douglas Coupland. If a building looks better under construction than it does when it's finished, then it's a failure.
So I don't agree with this quote because I love buildings under construction. I think that's just me though. I think they look amazing.
They look amazing when it's all sticks.
Yeah, well, when they're done, and then your job's done, and you have to move on to the next one, and it's sad to see it go. So I like them under construction.
Well, we can have differing opinions. I understand because when they're under construction, that means there's stuff for you to do, things to fix, things to build, areas to work on. But when they're finished, then you got to look for another house to build. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, if it looks worse with the drywall on and painted than it did at framing stage, then you got an issue.
You failed.
Yeah. All right. So first question that we have for you today about dealing with a difficult trade. You have dealt with some people who've done subpar work, and at what point do you decide that it's best to part ways?
You part ways when you can't come to an understanding on how to move forward. So when your standards and what you're expecting don't line up with what the trade standards are and the trade's going to do, then it's time to part ways. So, everyone talks about, this builder's picky, this builder's picky, this guy's really picky, That's not a bad thing. Everybody wants to be associated with quality. You want to be able to say, yeah, I built that house. And say, oh, was he picky? Yeah, he was really picky. But I do good work. So I enjoy working for the picky guys because you know what? They do quality work. I do quality work. It works out really well. They appreciate what you're doing. But dealing with a trade that just wants to get in, get the job done, and go. And if they're not up to par on what the new codes are, what the new changes are, this is how we have to do flashing around windows, or this is a new energy code that we have to do. This is what we're doing for sealing off windows for the 5-year envelope seal. If they're not up to par on that, you're going to run into issues. You don't want to you shouldn't be the expert of the two talking. They should be the experts. You hired them because they are the experts. That's why you got them. That's why they're the ones doing the work, not you. And the sooner you catch this, the better off you're going to be. Whether it's a sider and you catch them on the first wall in the window and you say, how come there's no end damming on this window? How come you're doing it this way? How come you're doing it this way? This isn't what I want. This isn't how we need to do the job. And from that point, you need to have that conversation. You need to make it clear moving forward, this is what I want. And if you can't make that clear and you can't come to an understanding at that point, that's when you need to part ways. You don't keep going and, if you're hoping it's going to get better and they're hoping that you're just going to accept it, at the end of the job, it's going to be a mess. You're going to get sloppy work that you don't want to pay for. They're expecting to get paid for sloppy work or work that they've done for a subpar builder in the past. And you'll get that. You'll get people, I've been doing it this way for 20 years. You're like, well, congratulations, you've been doing it wrong for 20 years. There's, I don't know how you found people that will hire you to do it this way. You did. Go back to them. They want subpar work. Go for it. I'm not the one that's going to accept it.
Yeah. So that's why it's very important to have good quality trades on your builds, which is why Quality Connect was developed in the first place, was connecting really good trades with builders who don't know how to find those good trades, right?
Yeah, we're hoping to eliminate this. This is our goal at Quality Connect, is to eliminate these issues so that when you get a trade on site, you don't have to look and go, why am I getting subpar work? We've weeded that out. So you can look at them and you can ask all the questions. How come you're doing this? How come you're doing this? Why aren't you doing it this way? And they should be able to answer all of it. And you guys should be able to move forward. Of course, there's going to be some differences. Every builder builds a house just a little bit different than the other ones. And that's not dealing with a difficult trade. Trades are going to ask questions, as they should. How do you want it done? This is, we've done it this way, this way, this way, and this way in the past. Which one do you like? This is why this builder wanted it. This is why this builder wanted it. I have no idea why this builder wanted it this way. And, those are conversations you should be having and moving forward with an agreed upon scope of work.
Yeah. Now, coming to the legality side of things, are there any legal repercussions when you fire a trade?
Well, one, you should have a contract in place. It's hard to fire a trade without a contract. You shouldn't hire a trade without a contract.
Yeah.
So moving forward, in your contract, it should say, the work should be done according to, Alberta Building Code and agreed upon standards. You can go on Alberta New Home Warranty or Progressive New Home Warranty or blanket warranty and find out what the warranty standards are and what's acceptable. I've had clients on their hands and knees inspecting for scratches in hardwood. That's not according to standards. Stand up and look if you can't see it. Same thing with drywall and paint. Like if you get a high-powered light and you stick your face into the drywall, you're going to be able to see some stuff. You need to be, arm's length away and looking at it properly. Legal repercussions. You might get a trade that decides to sue you for it. This goes back to why you need to deal with this sooner. So if you're dealing with, let's pick on a cider.
Sure.
So you're dealing with a cider. You get there and he's done half of one wall, and you're like, you know what, this is just not working. Is he going to want to be paid? Some of them will want to be paid. Some of them won't want to be paid. That's where you work it out. And you know what? That's when you're dealing with a smaller amount of money. You're not dealing with an entire house. You're not trying to settle a $30,000 bill. Pay him a bit, get him out of there. If he bought a bunch of material, buy the material off of him. You're going to need to use it anyways.
Yeah.
A lot of them can just return the material. That's why you want to deal with the issue right away. So you're not dealing with a legal battle at the end where he says, you know what, I did $30,000 worth of work. And you're saying, yeah, now I got to get someone else in to do $30,000 more worth of work. So, why should I pay you 30 and another guy 30? And that's when you get into a legal battle. That's when you got to get a lawyer. He can lien your house. Yes, you get your lawyer to settle it off so you can continue to get your draws for your mortgage. The best thing is to not let it get to a legal battle.
Right.
The only people that win in a legal battle are the lawyers.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones that really get ahead and paid.
Yeah, everyone else just fights, and it takes a lot of time.
Everyone fights and pays, and the lawyers collect the money.
Yeah.
So then it's $10,000 for the one-sider, $30,000 for the new sider, and $40,000 for the lawyer, and you ended up paying more than you should have for everybody, and the only one that wins is the lawyer.
Yeah. So have a good contract in place.
And deal with it quickly.
Absolutely. So what is the worst case scenario involved in firing a trade?
Getting it leaned and sued is probably the worst. Then you've got a trade that's not willing to settle with you. If they did a quarter of the project, you're saying, well, look, it was a $10,000 project. You did a quarter of the work. Here's $25,000. Go away. Basically, is what you're trying to get them to do, and they say no. The contract was 10. I want 10. I'm a quarter of the way done. Doesn't matter. I'm not leaving. I've got my stuff set up here. I'm going to keep working. And they refuse to leave, and they tie up your job site. They put a lien on the house. They sue you. Worst case scenario is you're paying a lawyer to get them off. That's the worst case scenario when firing a trade. So.
All right. So how does this overall affect the build when going forward?
Well, it definitely messes with your timeline. Unless you're dealing with a trade that doesn't have anybody following him, like I said, a cider on the outside, you can still move forward on the inside. But if you're dealing with a plumber, and you're trying to rough stuff in, and he's got, and it's just an absolute mess.
Yeah.
You can't get the next trades in. He needs to get his job done so that you can get the remaining trades in. So it continually pushes your project back. Rescheduling trades is never an easy thing to do, and it pushes you back. So if you say, I'm going to be delayed a week, your insulator says, well, we're booked up, so we can't get you in for 3 weeks. Yeah. You're pushing everybody back, and then you're 4-month build turns into an 8-month build because you're continually pushing people back, and you want to push them 2 days back. They're not available, they push you a week. Next guy, you say, well, this guy's now going to be a week, and you say, well, I can't do a week, I'm going to be a week and a half. And everyone adds time to your schedule, and your build just drags on and on and on.
On and on. That's never a place where you want to be.
No.
Especially when you're new to building. Doing an infill home in Edmonton is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
And, if you don't have the right people in place lined up, like Wellwood Homes Master Builder and QualityConnect, teaming you up with the right trades, it can be very, very difficult for you to get your job rolling. So it's always good to start with a plan and start with the process set off right. And that's with getting good trades and managing that schedule to start off with.
Yes, definitely. So
what happens if you don't get rid of these nasty trades?
Well, this is actually the worst situation, is if you don't get rid of them. If you don't get rid of a sider and they do a horrible job, you're going to have mold. You're going to have water leaking into the house. You're going to have warranty issues forever. And siding is a finishing product. It has to look nice. There's your curb appeal. There's, if you're trying to sell this and you've got siding that's got wavy lines going across and you've got ugly cuts, it looks like a hack job, and people associate visual quality with structural quality. So that's going to affect how they look at your house. It's going to affect how they look at the plumbing, the framing, the concrete. They're going to look at the finishing. They're going to look at the tiling. They're going to say, what, this builder has shoddy siding. What else is shoddy on this project? Your ability to sell it, your ability to rent it, and you're going to have tons of warranty issues coming down the way. You have shoddy framing. When you deal with it, are you pulling cabinets off? Are you pulling drywall off to fix this? You got a squeaky floor underneath hardwood. Are you ripping the hardwood off to get at this stuff? If you let a shoddy trade finish their work and you just try and move on and cover it up, you're going to have warranty issues forever. And the warranty companies are going to look at it and go, no, this is shoddy workmanship. So either you get your shoddy trade back, which probably can't happen, because I'm hoping you had this conversation with them and they probably told you where to go and you just turtle and let it happen. You're either getting your shoddy trade back or you're eating it to hire another trade to fix it. And fixing a job after it's been complete is going to cost you a fortune.
Very, very bad situation.
So that's your worst case scenario, and there goes your reputation too. If this home is rented in or someone's living in it, and we'll pick on siding again. If you're trying to build a new home in an infill and you're trying to get repeat business, you're going to have a lot of traffic coming by and people driving by looking at this house with shoddy siding. You're not getting any referrals.
No, it's not going to happen. So these are some great tips from QualityConnect. And if you are in the building industry, you're looking to get into building, or you want to build your own home, the best thing to do is get hooked up with QualityConnect to set your project in there. It doesn't cost you anything. Get your project set up, and then contact a number of quality trades that are listed on the website and get your project started off right.
Yes.
And that's all we have for today, and we'll see you guys next time.